So hi guys, this is SwaggerTurbo and welcome back to part 6 of SCUTERIA SUPARI My Team Career Mode. If you haven't seen the early episodes, I recommend go check it out because there's been a lot of difference and lot of changes that we have made from the first episode to the 6th episode now. We have a lot of work to do on this car still because we need to focus on our chassis, we need to focus on our aero, and honestly speaking, a bit of everything. Because right now we are pretty slow. We are the second slowest car according to, the development board at least. But yeah, as you can see right here, we are pretty far back compared to even Aston Martin now. We have been pretty unlucky with the upgrades because most of them have pretty much just failed till now. And to add insult to injury, we get two more of just failed upgrades. Because of this, we are not able to catch up to the guys in front or make a distance from the guys behind us. So Aston Martin has already overtaken us. We haven't even gone close to Haas and AlphaTauri who are above us in the whole chart. And we have a new sponsor though, so hopefully we get a bit more money using the sponsors. And I just wanted to try and get the sponsor that pays us the most and have a kind of nice sponsor look at least to the car, as well as a good weekly payout, because even if we are not able to get the goal bonus, we'll at least be able to get consistent weekly income. So I was looking at Salve and Savant because these were the two which I actually really liked, and I just felt like earning driver of the day or maybe beating my rival was a slightly bit easier than getting the driver of the day. But anyways, we went for someone with driver of the day goal bonus. We get 1000 resource points as well to help us try and develop this car, which doesn't want to get developed. We have so much work to do on this car, and it's just like half. We haven't actually reached even half of the whole season. It's a 16 race season, obviously, and we are pretty far back at the moment. And we need to try and do something to actually catch up to the guys in front, because right now we're not even close to being a midfield team, but we have been extremely lucky, and I'd say our strategies have been perfect to try and get into the points. I think we have 6 points in total now, and Liam is just okay at the whole racing part because he's consistent, but just like Latifi in real life, he's consistently a bit slow. He has only outqualified us once till now, and yeah, it's just been bad because the car was actually decent at start. It's just that now Aston Martin and Williams are slightly faster than us, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there's nothing much that we can do. Obviously, Lawson is just like a temporary person that we have hired as of now because Jehan is our main goal. I've said this earlier as well. The second season is gonna be a whole, just the whole team is just probably gonna be Indian. So it's gonna be us with Jehan and let's just say a special livery that I've been working on. But getting into the quali now, we are actually setting a decent lap over here. We haven't made that many mistakes, but it hasn't been the cleanest lap either. It's a pretty okay-ish lap because with the car we have, we are very, very slow in the straight line. And as you can see on the top left, we literally went from, actually a decent place to around 19th or something and gained back and finished 16th in quali. Honestly, it's a pretty bad quali, but the way our car is right now, it's actually pretty slow, and the fact that we got 16th is pretty decent. Carlos Sainz getting first, Red Bull Verstappen is second, and Leclerc is third. So it's gonna be a proper duel between those guys. And Lawson, as I was saying earlier, is the last again. Our car can do better than that. He needs to start doing better than that. But let's get into the race now.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Sergio Perez, and Russell, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Daniel Ricciardo, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Guan Yu Zhou, and Bottas, Magnussen, Kumar, Yuki Tsunoda, and Sebastian Vettel, Albon, Latifi, Stroll, and Liam Lawson. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
This is going to be a very straightforward, a one-stop race, and Canada has one of these pit stops where you can just really quickly go through the pits, and you don't really lose that much time compared to a track like Silverstone, which takes literally ages to go through. But yeah, it's the formation lap. We have warmed up our tires, and slowly, I'm actually getting better at parking the car perfectly and getting purple every single time. So we just gotta hope and pray that we have a decent start. We don't really mess up at the start at least and lose a front wing or something that completely ruins our race. We are at the Canadian Grand Prix. It's fire red lights. And away we go. We have a pretty okay start as usual, not the greatest starts. But this time it's actually better than what we had in Azerbaijan and other places. We are right behind Bottas right now, and there's no space on the inside because I think Stroll is down our inside. He's on softs as well. He's gonna have a lot of pace at the start of this race. Magnussen, Tsunoda and Bottas went 3 wide through turn 2 and actually made it. They don't really have that much of contact, but yeah, it was a pretty clean exit out of turn 3 for us, but Magnussen just holding his line and not letting us go through. Magnussen going down the inside of Tsunoda right now, and Tsunoda giving him space. This is amazing battling from the AI. We're going to use a bit of ERS to try and overtake Tsunoda over here if we can, but Tsunoda is extremely quick. All the AI going super quick right now. Stroll going down the inside. We try and give him as much space as possible, but he is smart enough and backs out. Thank God for that, because otherwise that would have been a huge crash. And Tsunoda trying to go down the inside of Magnussen now. We're gonna try and go around the outside if we can. Tsunoda and Magnussen side by side yet again, but Magnussen just has that extra bit of speed to keep him in front of Tsunoda. But Tsunoda yet again tries to go for a move. This has been amazing racing right now. Stroll is again catching us up, and we're using a lot of ERS to stay in front of him. Magnussen and Tsunoda go side by side through the last turn, which is gonna compromise Tsunoda's exit. And we have a great run on Tsunoda. We can actually get Tsunoda over here, which will be amazing. But Tsunoda goes down the inside of Magnussen, hits his front wing on Magnussen's side pod, and has damage. I'm pretty sure Tsunoda has front wing damage now. That was a very aggressive move from the AI as of now. Crazy, just crazy stuff going on. And it's not even 2 laps, and there has been so much side-by-side action from these AI. It's been amazing till now, but we are behind Magnussen now, and Stroll is right behind us on the sauce. I'm pretty sure Tsunoda has to pit for a new set of front wing and maybe even hard tires and probably go long. But while I'm talking about that, Magnussen and Schumacher have contact, and Magnussen has a very bad exit because of it. Magnussen going down the inside of Schumacher, though. We're just going to follow him, and Bottas and Magnussen touch. They have touch wheels. We are forced wide, and this allows Stroll to come down the inside and actually take the position on his soft tires. Amidst all the carnage that was going on, I can't even call it carnage. It's just been amazing racing between all these different cars, the AI and as well as us. But yeah, going into the last turn now, Stroll is actually slowed down because of Bottas. We have a decent run on him, and I'm gonna try and do something like a Tsunoda move, and Schumacher out of nowhere hits into the back of us and spins us out. What has Schumacher even done here? We are still spinning the car around, so we gotta try and get it back on track. But let's get a replay of what exactly happened between us and Schumacher. Schumacher just tried to go around the outside and just tagged our side pod. Thankfully, we don't have damage. I don't know how that worked, but yeah, there was no space, and Schumacher does not have a front wing now. Schumacher literally just look at us just spinning out there. But yeah, Schumacher just in front of us. The AI is extremely aggressive. I have no idea why. Thankfully, we don't have any damage. We don't have to pit as of now, or nor do we have any side pod damage somehow. Obviously, we are on simulation damage right now, but yeah, Schumacher going extremely slow now because of the front wing damage, and I don't really know what's happened here. We just, got spun out by Schumacher, and there was literally no space to go around the outside. Maybe if he went on down the inside, I would have given him space, but yeah, we just got tagged and spun out, which is extremely weird, but yeah, it is what it is. We go down the inside of Schumacher though. That was a very late move. He was just caught napping. He does not have a front wing even now, but because of that, he just flying. man just goes super quick. We did use a bit of ERS, but with the help of DRS and I think, dumping a lot of ERS, Schumacher goes into the pits and we have a clear track in front of us. There's a whole, train of cars in front of us who are, I think, stuck in a DRS train as well, which is led by Stroll, who's on soft tires, and we go around the outside of Albon over here, and Latifi is just in front of us. We should be able to get these positions back because the Williams are very, very slow, even when compared to our car. And we make a huge corner cut there, but thankfully we were just too slow, did not get a penalty or a caution for that. Going down the inside of Latifi, have a slight bit of contact there, which is very unfortunate, but Lawson is in front of us now. We're going to use the DRS, but Latifi is getting back on us. He has the speed, he has the straight line speed of, the OPAI, but Albon and Latifi, if you can see in the virtual mirror, are battling for position amongst each other as well, which lets us get through and yeah, just pull out a gap on them. We are behind Lawson now. It's the end of lap 6, getting towards the end of lap 6 actually, and we are extremely close to Lawson, and I want to make this move as clean as possible. I don't really want to have, any contact with Lawson of any sorts. Lawson going defensive though, and this is just making me think that do we really want Lawson in our team? Because obviously we have to, swap out for Jehan. But Lawson just fighting it out. As I said, the AI is extremely aggressive. And Lawson, for some reason, is defending us. It's like he just let the, Alfa Romeo of Bottas through and we're going side by side, almost touching Wall of Champions right there. And because of that side-by-side move that we just did on Lawson, none of us wanted to back out, obviously. Albon has got a chance to overtake Lawson here, and he hits us. He hits the rear diffuser of our car. I have no idea what the AI are doing right now, and they have just gone crazy. We've been hit by the AI, I think, thrice till now, and it is getting, extremely weird. But yeah, cutting to lap 14 now, we're gonna try and do an undercut on Bottas and Magnussen who are up front. And as I said, this is an extremely, short pit. So let's try and just have a good pit stop. Let's not make the same mistakes that we did in the earlier part of the season. And let's get a clean, quick pit stop from the pit crew over here. And we do. We get a 2.4 second pit stop, which ain't too bad. And I think we'll come out in front of Albon, who actually pit for softs. So this is actually pretty decent because he's on softs. We are still in front of him, hopefully. And we do come out just in front of him. End of lap 15 now. We have our hard tires in perfect condition now. And as we can see in front, Bottas and Magnussen are out just in front of us. We had like a 1 or 2 second gap to Bottas in front of us, who was actually behind Magnussen. But somehow during the pit phase, Bottas has overtaken Magnussen and we have overtaken Magnussen as well. And we are on the charge to try and get Bottas. We are going to be going down the inside. He does not give us space at all. The AI has been extremely aggressive, but he makes a slight mistake coming out of that turn. Obviously with cold tires, we get DRS, we use a lot of DRS to just stay in front and just, get away from Bottas as much as possible. Gasly is in front of us right now. Obviously the main person, the main guy we're trying to chase down because he is our rival and we have to try and catch up to him, head down and just try and set consistent laps and get close to Gasly if we can. But can I say, what an amazing undercut it has been. The undercut just worked beautifully in our favor, and end of lap 20 now, we actually have caught up to Guan Yu Zhou, and Gasly is just 1.3 seconds ahead of us. This is actually very, very possible, and this is all because of Latifi. Latifi is in front and slowing everyone down right now. We go for a move around the outside on Guan Yu, but he closes the door on us, and we don't really have that much space to try and overtake Guan Yu around the outside, but we still have the DRS. We just have to stick with him for maybe, the end of this lap and try and overtake him in the next DRS zone. But Guan Yu getting an amazing exit out of the last turn and is actually catching up slightly to Gasly, who's right behind Stroll and Latifi, who are just, doing the God's work for me. They are just slowing Gasly down, and the gap literally from 4 seconds has gone down to 1.1 seconds, and we are literally in the DRS of Guan Yu, and we actually go down the outside of Guan Yu Zhou. That's a very, very weird place to overtake, but somehow we make it stick. We are right behind our rival now, who's Gasly. I have no idea what that move was. I did not mean to, try and make a move there, but we just had so much pace. I just went for it and we got the move done. It was maybe slightly off track, but Guan Yu is again getting back at us. We're using a bit of ERS to try and stay in front of him. Slightly late braking at him, but Gasly left the door open. We just take it. This is the second time we did the same kind of move to Schumacher up front, and yeah, right now we did the same kind of move. Somehow it works. We get DRS, and Stroll in front is just like a toe for us right now. Gasly is trying to go around down the inside though, but somehow that actually works out in our favor because Stroll and Latifi pit. Gasly and Guan Yu just go side by side through the last turn, and thankfully it's not a repeat of the teammate rivalry which we had, which basically slowed down myself as well as Liam Lawson. But yeah, we are in front of Gasly by 1.6 seconds now. He does not have DRS. The guys in front, Alonso and Ocon, are way too far in front. They have, the car is in just a different league. But yeah, it's like after this, I didn't want to, just cut to the end and show you guys that, yeah, the rest 10, 15 laps was just me going round and round in circles. And yeah, just pretty much, I just wanted to show you guys a time lapse of every single lap that we had. It was a pretty fun race till now, but yeah, as usual, after the 20 or 25 lap mark, we just are in no man's land. It's like Gasly is just catching us up and then loses more time because he's fighting with Guan Yu, and we had decent time. Like we actually had okayish lap pace, like one lap pace, and because no one is in front of us, we were just able to focus on our own race. The gap to Ocon and Alonso was just increasing and increasing, but we are down to the last lap now, and as I was saying earlier, it's just been a very lonely race for me after we overtook Gasly and made a gap. He got back at us though, and that's a P10. That's another point for SCUTERIA SUPARI and for us, which is amazing. Liam Lawson is actually driver of the day. Obviously, he started last, and he did gain a lot of position, which is kind of nice. I was saying he's been, performing pretty okay. I would have actually kept him if, we didn't just get Jehan in the next season. But yeah, I've been talking about getting Jehan in the next season quite a lot now, and I'm just very excited to see how he does because we have to focus a lot on our upgrades first of all because our car is absolutely bad. It's either very quick or just very slow. There are few tracks which suit our car, and there are few tracks which are not even, we're not even competitive against a Williams. So it is pretty bad. Congrats to Carlos Sainz though. He has won the Canadian Grand Prix, and getting this win is gonna help Ferrari as well as Carlos to try and close the gap in the top of the leaderboard in the World's Constructor Championship as well as the Driver Championship. Obviously, it's been mostly just what our car is doing and what the teams around us have been doing, but we haven't actually been focusing on the top of the leaderboard and getting into the round 6 of this whole series. Red Bull was actually in the lead of the World's Constructors Championship, but I feel like with the 1-2 from the Ferrari might have maybe changed the way the whole table looks. We'll look into that in a second. But yeah, that's it. Like we got P10, which is awesome. We got 1 point for the team. And looking at the standings now for the World Driver Championship, Charles Leclerc is in the lead with 17 points, leading Perez and Verstappen. And Ferrari actually has taken the lead by 2 points. It's just 2 points, but it's extremely close out in front. It's been an amazing weekend and amazing race for us. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. This is SwaggerTurbo signing off. Peace.